And on the 14th day, they rose again. We're back from our extended hiatus with more sports-related nonsense. So you think we would have done more planning given we had 2 weeks to plan it. But my script for today has 4 words. Football, MMA, golf, snooker.
That's quite the script.
Yeah. So, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks?
I was getting hair extensions most of the time.
Yeah, it didn't work very well.
No, they didn't hold.
take.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so we just took a little break. A nice break. There was just too much sport to watch that we didn't have any time to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it was the snooker that just threw us over the edge initially.
That was like, because, World Championship final, nothing can interfere with that.
No, nothing, no. I think you had that written into your prenuptial, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, yeah. Those 2 days are blocked off every year.
It's perfectly and clearly understood.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, what's happened in football? I assume, like, Chelsea or Man City won the Premier League.
Yeah, it was one of the... Surely, I mean, the bookies are never wrong, so it must have been one of the pair of them.
Oh, 5,000 to 1. What are the odds? To quote Neil Lennon. Is that like on YouTube or something?
It was quotes I'd seen written. It was in the Irish Times, and they were just sort of funny quotes of the week. And that was it was roughly that. Yeah, Leicester 5,000 to 1. Could they do it again? What are the odds or something? It was very, very funny.
Oh, that's an okay statement.
No, the way I'm actually giving it more
Okay.
credence than probably it should get. But that was very funny by Lennon. Not usually one given for hilarious quotes, but that really, you can mess with that and just have a great old laugh.
Yeah. So
That's Keggy. That's Keggy level.
who's that?
Kevin Keegan.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Leicester went and won the bloody thing, and it's looking as if they win their match and Spurs may not win or something like that, they'll have won by the largest margin since 2001.
Yeah, 10 points possibly, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. So it's incredibly impressive. It goes without saying Spurs went kapowie there a few matches back. And Chelsea decided to play their first game of the season with 2 or 3 games left. And they won, didn't they? Spurs won, or was it a draw?
No, it was
a draw.
2-2.
That's
And
right.
the really crucial point is what Jamie Carragher said after. He said, like, the second goal went in at the 83rd minute. You 7 minutes left. There was 6 minutes of extra time, and they did nothing but throw their toys out of the pram, and had no response
Lost the
whatsoever.
head.
Not one shot after that moment.
Yeah,
They acted like they lost on the pitch.
we weren't watching. We were watching something else. Why you were watching that?
Yeah,
weren't
we
you?
were back and forth between that and possibly the snooker, was it?
Could have been the snooker. Well, if it was the snooker, yeah, there was only one thing winning
Only
out there.
one winner there.
So Leicester won. There's still a race between Spurs and Arsenal for second place. On the whole, I'd much rather see Spurs get it because I think they've played much better than Arsenal. But then again, Arsenal are only a point or two behind them, so I think that matters for bragging rights in that particular area of London. I don't care. And then City and United battling it for the last Champions League place, although United got beaten by West Ham last night in the final magnificent game in Upton Park, or Bow Ellen, or whatever you want to call it.
And their bus got beaten by some
Their bus got badly beaten
fans.
by some hoods, and classic stuff, very nice. And then David Sullivan, one of the very classy owners of West Ham, started denying that the bus had been attacked. You'll see the photos. Nothing happened to that bus. Quite incredible in this day and age where everyone knows everything pretty much
I
instantaneously.
did see the photos and all the glass was broken.
Yeah, and he's saying, no, nothing happened.
No, I saw that quote today, actually. I only saw was that quote from today?
That was from yesterday.
Yesterday. I mean...
He tried to blame United, saying, they should have got there earlier and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Jesus,
that man
that's a terrible defence.
isn't it? It really is.
You know that the rioters are out at 6 o'clock, and if you're not here by 6 o'clock, it's your own fault.
It's a day. It's a night of celebration. We're moving to a new stadium, so people are obviously going to act like dickheads.
Good old Graham Souness referred to them twice on the pitch. He was pitched as village idiots as well, so that was nice.
Souness looked like he would have killed him. He would have wrung each and every one of their necks. He was steaming about it.
Yeah, well, he was really unimpressed, and they're right to highlight it because this is the second time I think that's happened to Manchester United recently. Happened somewhere else.
Well, they were delayed anyway, getting into a match there with. But yeah, so watch the match itself was good crack, but the ceremony afterwards, they'd said stay off the pitch and all that, which is fine, but it was one of those classic things where you have marketing type people in charge of it, and again they've been in marketing so long, they don't really remember what it's like to be a proper human. They only think, this is what humans like. So they decided to manhandle the whole situation. And there was a cheeky chappy dude on the pitch, and then the cheeky chappy lady up in the stands, and she started having an interview with Marlon Harwood, Anton Ferdinand, I think Carlton Cole. There's tens of thousands of people wanting to break in song and cheer, and they're having to listen to her going, so what was it like here? Were the fans very special? And you could just, you could hear pockets of resistance of songs just coming up here and there, springing up. And it was utterly cringeworthy. They just sat on the whole bloody thing.
Was it the same thing last year with possibly, it was either, I can't remember who it was. I remember this happening with Joe Hart, and I remember this happening.
Did it happen with
Arsenal, was it?
Willie Caballero when they won the Man City won the League Cup? He was the hero saving the penalties.
Saved the penalty, wouldn't leave the man alone.
They just had the camera in his face the whole time. Oh, this is it. This is what it feels like. It's like, would you ever fuck off and leave the man enjoy what it is you're trying to sell?
1 minute to celebrate with the fans before reducing them to the bog standard interview, which you know it's coming as well. How do you feel?
I know.
What an amazing question. How do you feel? The same as I did yesterday, I guess. I don't know.
Something different has happened. But yeah, so they wheeled out an awful lot of the old players, and all that stuff's good, and the fans would like to see it. But they were just ridiculously stage managed of what should be an organic event. And this is the modern game for you, I suppose.
Okay, so that's the English League. The Spanish League has gone down to the wire.
2 horse race.
Yeah, so all Barcelona have to do is beat Granada, who are already relegated. No, they're safe.
Yeah.
And then Real have Celta Vigo, so Barcelona are fairly...
And tell me, are Vallecano going to stay up?
Oh, it's very strange because I looked at the table and they don't look like they're in too bad shape. They are in 19th, but they have a relatively easy game. So they're 19th on 35, and then Getafe and Sporting Gijon, I'll never get that right, are on 36, but they both have tough games. And Vallecano have a relatively easy game. I think it's Real Betis they're playing. But yet they're massive favourites to go down with the bookies for some reason.
Really, yeah.
I can't figure out why.
Gus Poyet's taken over at Real Betis now.
Yeah.
He was over, I think, with some Greek club, so he's joined up with them. I tell you what, though, I'm going to see if I can get... I'm not a football jersey or any type of sporting jersey wearing type of fella, but I really love their jersey. It's mad looking, black with the sort of the striped rainbow thing. Yeah.
I was going to... the missus was in Madrid and I was going to get her to get you one, but they were like €80.
Yeah. I'm thinking they'd be a bit cheaper now, surely, next season.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
Doesn't it?
No.
Do I not understand the internet? No, I don't.
No, it's just think merchandise is merchandise.
But if they have a new jersey, will that not go cheaper?
Oh, that particular one, I suppose you could, pick it up cheaper. All right.
Ah, good.
No, Atletico are playing Celta Vigo, and Barcelona are playing Granada. Real are playing away to Deportivo. So all Barcelona have to do is win in Granada, and they win the league.
And I think should do. There's a few weeks enough of a gap now that they'll. Like if they had went and won the league the week after they were knocked out of the Champions League, I wouldn't have said they would have been overly impressed with that. But now there's been gap enough, I suppose, winning the league.
It's an achievement now, I suppose, given how close they were to throwing it away.
They did, yeah.
Yeah. So I hope Real stay up and Barcelona win the league. And Ronaldo gets, I don't know, some horrible injury.
Oh, well, I don't hope that at all. That's right.
Just a mild injury then.
No, because I'd rather Ronaldo in a Real Madrid team, I'm thinking of the Champions League final now, is a much better proposition
we'll
than a Ronaldo less.
Definitely. What did you make of the semi-finals?
I thought,
can you remember?
The Athletic and Munich matches, both were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The City Madrid match, first one was all right, second one was terrible. City didn't turn up at all. Madrid weren't a huge amount better, and it's just a shame that one of those two clowns had to get through. Because I don't think we'll see a match as good as the other semi-final.
The tide has turned against Atletico Madrid. 2 years ago, everyone loved their plucky underdog, and now everyone's sick of them.
Eamon Dunphy still loves their plucky underdog.
I don't think he does.
He does. Yeah. Usher himself and Brady were having a lovely back and forth. About
well,
that.
he can change his mind by the week.
Because
I think the previous week he was complaining about Barcelona going out and their horrible football going through.
Well, that doesn't sound like Eamon Dunphy to me now.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same camp. I'm kind of sick of them now at this stage.
No, I don't. I was very impressed.
Anti-football.
I don't think it was so much anti-football.
No,
you know my feelings on that.
Yes, you love it.
Because they were very effective.
I do like what they do with their limited budget, and I do like a lot of their players. But
cliche alert.
What?
I tried to say that before, and you hit me over the head with a mallet's mallet.
No.
And I want to bring that up as well, actually, because about that, I'm kind of sick hearing about them being referred to as plucky underdogs if they're in league contention and title contentions. Stop calling them that.
Yeah, okay, well, financial underdogs then.
Well,
No, they just spend smarter.
and they have to sell, and they keep. I don't know. They keep coming back. Aguero, then Falcao, then Costa, all gone. You know,
Griezmann.
Thuram.
they got Griezmann in a Thuram gone.
Good, all solid boys. So.
Yeah, and there was that thing that the team that played Munich a couple of weeks ago, there was only 3 or 4 players from the team that was in the final 2 years ago.
That's right, yeah.
So he's done a brilliant job there, has Simeone, the lunatic, who decided to lash out.
Special mention there's a football thrown onto the pitch.
Oh, that was in the league match. That's brilliant. I mean, I've never seen anyone getting someone to throw a ball on the pitch.
Listen, that's dark arts.
Yeah.
That's the dark arts. Whether people want to admit it or not because they like Simeone, it is the dark arts. I love it. But
And then he got thrown, he got punished. He's up in the stands for the next 2 games.
Yeah.
And I heard someone saying that in their match previous to the one they just lost, he was up in the stands, but he's sitting beside another member of his team who has the earpiece in, so he's turning around talking to him, and then he's talking to the fella just down below. So, I don't think the man gives a shit.
No, definitely not.
Certainly not to his own staff. Anyway, he's pushing one of them on the sideline.
That's mad. And I think that's the only reason he got away with it, because it happened to be one of his own staff.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, speaking of people who are abusive to their own staff, Pep Guardiola was in the press again, talking about the mole.
The mole in the club. He doesn't like the mole.
There's a mole.
I didn't see this.
Pep famously had a falling out with the medical team.
Yeah, his sarcastic clap for anyone who wants to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, a particularly classy moment. And so the doctor who'd been there for years went off. He dealt with them, but not in a sort of more usually intimate basis. You know what I mean. But then he started, apparently he was moaning at the medical team again, going, how did Letty get Godin back? Where's my Robin? Why isn't he back?
And you're talking, I wouldn't mind, but you're talking about, we mentioned Robin, you're talking about a guy who's always injured anyway. Before he even got there, he had periods of injury.
I think what you're talking about with Guardiola is someone who's just a perfectionist. Like he's ridiculous to the nth degree. He's just obsessed with everything.
That's true.
Every
but
detail.
There's, when it comes to sports fitness, it's an art. Like there is science to it, but it
differs from player to player. Same injury, player it can be different.
Exactly, because it's an injury. It's the human body. They're not the same thing. You can't keep making that. It's a terrible assumption to make. Like these guys just did a job. Like they were fixing something that was made of nuts and bolts, and they did it quicker and faster for less money than his guys. It starts to move out of understanding what it is that they're doing in the first place.
Yeah, it gets into paranoia and stuff there.
That they're doing it against them or something. That they're deliberately injured players, because that's always the next follow-on idea, like that someone's doing it to him. You know what I mean?
But now he'll be obviously going to the basket case at City. But Munich have gone and bought Hummels. I think he was the last 7 years at Dortmund.
Can I register my disgust at that as well? I'm sick of Bayern Munich just hoovering up every bloody player that gets good at that club.
Yeah, that's, you can register.
Discussed, registered.
Yeah. Come on, like I mean, say if you play for West Ham, there could be a choice, City or Arsenal or Chelsea or Spurs. Someone might kind of, a few names can be possibly thrown in there, and there's reasons for all the clubs. They have a bit more money between them to kind of go yeah or no. Whereas it's just, for your career in Germany, you want to stay playing football in Germany, you end up at Dortmund and you're very, very good. What's going to happen next? You know what I mean?
He was originally at Munich years ago. They sold him to Dortmund. And he wanted to go back for, I suppose, the dollar bill, and possibly winning more stuff, of course.
Winning lots of things, I'd imagine.
Then they also bought that young fella, Renato Sanchez.
We
mentioned a few months ago here.
They robbed that one off, And
I'll tell you, I'm delighted, because I had expected a whole summer of drawn-out nonsense with regard to his transfer to whomsoever he chose to go to, or his agent chose to go to, who happens to be Mendes, I think. But real quick, done. Munich got him. I think 35 million could rise to 700 trillion or whatever way it bloody works. I don't know. So yes, that's one little transfer saga we don't have to suffer, which is, thankful for small mercies and all that.
Euro 2016 is 3 weeks away.
Is it 3 weeks?
4. 4.
4. Okay.
4 weeks on for Friday.
For Friday. Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Well, I'm telling you, it's getting better.
Ireland are probably going to win. Is it fair to say that?
It's fair to say we probably will win. But it is getting better for us as it stands, just due to the misfortune of others.
What do you think the word probably what's the probability you have to be
to become probable? Well, 51% sure.
No, but if you say, I'll probably go, what do you actually mean? Or
I mean, there's probably a 51%.
Really?
Yeah.
If I said, like, I'll probably do that, it'd be, like, closer to 80.
But I'm having to, there's a margin. Probably isn't just fixed at a point. Probably
but
is
if you use the word, I'm probably going to do that.
I'd probably use other words. I'd say
how likely would you be to use other words?
Likely I'd use other words.
See, when I hear someone say, "Yeah, I'll probably do that," that's almost like a tacit admittance I'm not going to do that.
Well, no, like let's say, I'm going out later. Do you want to come? And he says, I'll probably come. Yeah. What's the range of probabilities that?
I think it depends on the person who's saying it.
That's a good point.
I don't think
and
it's
the
anything.
delivery, the body,
exactly.
the context.
No for me usually.
Okay, right. Yeah, so Ireland are probably going to win the Euros.
Yeah, probably
it probably means no.
Probably not. No.
Now, the thing that definitely are in our favour, and I said at the misfortune of others, for Italy, Marchisio's out, Bonucci is out, Verratti is out. And Verratti was a fella I was really scared of. I thought he was going to just really annoy the fuck out of our midfield and put us under all immense pressure. And he's out as well. Now, it's unfortunate because he's a great player to watch, but from our point of view...
At all.
From our point of view, it's not unfortunate. So he's out. Company is out. They still have incredible defenders there. I'm not sure how much that'll affect them. But I think there's little bits of good news coming through for Ireland. We don't have a lot of injuries. Harry Arter is fit.
Randolph is playing a few games for
Randolph got caught out quite badly for West Ham last
goals
night.
left, right and centre for West Ham.
They got smashed by Swansea 4-1.
Yeah. But apparently he wasn't at fault for any of those
He
goals.
wasn't at fault, but
Swansea,
he was.
And Swansea are back a little bit as well.
Yeah, exactly,
They were on form the last few games. Like they beat Liverpool 3-1 as well. So they just suddenly turned up again.
I think Guidlin has got a 2-year contract there actually.
Excellent.
So that would be no Brendan Rodgers. But Darren Randolph last night was culpable for the second goal. Martial got on as he was out wide left, came in at rather an acute angle, and still Randolph stood about a foot and a half or two away from his near post, and that's where he put it. So that was a bit daft really, but he is getting games because Adrian's injured, so that's good for us.
He'll have that worked out by
one would hope.
Weeks,
would hope, yes. So we've got, what else has happened? Oh, sorry, I was going to go back and
Shane Long in double figures.
Shane Long double figures, 10 goals, woo! And he was injured best part of a couple of months for the season as well. So Shane Long's best season. Koeman has given him an excellent run, sort of centre forward, and then when Pella's playing, maybe out wide a little bit. But it's great for him to be getting a run. He's confident.
Can we categorically say it was a good buy now for the price?
I was always a good buy. 12 million for Shane Long. Yeah. Relative to the market that's there, it was a good buy, yeah, certainly.
What about the Everton gang?
Everton.
Not them, but James
the Irish.
And Seamus Coleman and those fellas.
Seamus Coleman has been injured, which might not have been a bad thing in terms of
staying away from that mess.
Yeah, staying away from that mess. James McCarthy's caught in the middle of it. Darren Gibson has been getting quite a few starts.
Will he get a look in for Ireland?
I can't
not
imagine
it,
so.
no.
I don't think he's been around the squad enough for O'Neill to see what he can bring. He's a funny player. He's got a great passing. He can spread things, but he's not a great player either. And I think Martin O'Neill has seen enough of other players to think, no, he hasn't been playing enough and I don't fancy him. But yeah, Coleman should be back. McCarthy at least has another full season. But Everton just generally have been hilariously bad.
Does anyone else find it worrying that a man whose football tactics have been questioned as much as Roberto Martinez likes playing Irish players so much?
No,
I don't say that. That's mean.
I'm just asking.
I mean, when he bought fucking head the ball McGeady, he's a wonderful player. And McGeady, I don't think he's been at Sheffield Wednesday on loan since January. Now Sheffield Wednesday are in the playoffs. I think they're playing Brighton this Friday. But I don't think he's completed 90-minute once. He's often been taken off at a half-time or just after. So he's
So what about England? How are they fixed?
England are looking all right. Welbeck is not going to be going. He got injured. He's out for 9 months apparently. Very un-Arsenal-like. So
they can keep telling you that it's just bad luck. It's not bad luck.
It gets past the point where it's bad luck. Yeah. So I think England. It depends on what Hodgson does with the Rooney question. Is he going to play Rooney? He probably shouldn't play Rooney. I mean, they've got far better players across all the positions than Rooney there. And if he can leave Rooney to the side, then I think England have great players, a lot of whom are in great form.
I'd imagine he would, because Roy Hodgson's such a proactive manager who, he's always...
He's not afraid to make the hard decisions.
Yeah, regarded as a maverick with little care for the press.
Yeah, he doesn't care. No, he is innately conservative. But I just think there's so many players playing much better between Vardy and Kane. If he plays the two of them,
this wouldn't be an issue, right?
It's nearly 50 goals.
None of this would be an
season.
issue if the bloody press didn't make an issue of it in the first place with this nonsense. One thing that really, I don't know if it annoys you guys, right? It really annoys me when you're watching a league match and the camera invariably pans to Roy Hodgson, because he's there because there's some kid there, or there's some guy back from injury, or there's some reason why he has to be there to see Wayne play or whoever play. And invariably it's the one match where the player doesn't do anything, and then Roy Hodgson has to come on and blah-de-blah about all those kind of things, about, he's so great, he's so talented, we'll take him to the Euros, all this kind of crap, and it's constant. So it's like, I've heard it so many times, you have to go, who's going to be playing? There's so many players, you know what I mean? You just, what's the point in going on about after banging on about Rashford, right? You're too young, Marcus, you're not going. End of story. You know what I mean? This is absolutely be the year that Harry Kane and Jamie Vardy get a look in up front straight off the bat.
But he's been around long enough to know that if he says anything that could even be construed as in the tiniest bit negative about Rashford, he'll be crucified by the press. So he has to plumast them and give them all this.
That's what I'm saying. But they're setting it up so that they can be disappointed by these guys in the end. They're not setting it up to be happy.
We'll never win. I told you.
We should never trust it in our dreams. You keep promoting the dreams, and then they're moaning about it. They have weird expectations.
Sure, there's an English team who's got made one of the biggest dreams ever in European football come true there. So Leicester. So, but they don't have a dream weaver as a manager.
Here's the thing: Ireland picks its team based on what we're able to get our bloody hands on. Yeah. Right? England picks its team from a much larger pool. Okay, and you have to ask yourself, what's it based on? Really, the popularity, the visible popularity of footballers, okay, of their personalities or something, or is it honestly based on a league year by year basis where you go, look at these guys perform, let's pick the best bloody performers?
Well, case in point then will be what he does with Rooney, because if he does what he should be doing, going on form, Rooney won't be near the team.
Yeah.
All right.
He'll be with the squad, but not.
That's enough football. One word.
Before the football, it's very important.
Go on.
Very sad as well. Di Natale and Luca Toni have retired from Udinese and Verona, respectively. Both are our age. Both are some of the finest Italian goal scorers ever. They've both played over 600 games, I think, over the course of their career. And they're gone, and that's just we are so close to the point now, chaps,
where everyone's younger.
Where everyone's
I've
younger.
accepted it. I've accepted it. It's fine.
But he's there. But now there's one man, Totti, still flying the flag. So let's hope Roma give him another contract.
So who's going to win Euro 2016? In a word,
France.
Yeah, that's been on my mind. It's been creeping up.
I don't like. I really, maybe it's a bit of bitterness, but I really don't want them to win it. They've already done. They've already done. I like France.
No, they've already.
I like France.
It's not that they've already had the World Cup on home turf and won it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like I don't want them to win the Euros for that reason.
Who do you think is going to win?
I'm going to not Germany. I'm not going to say Germany.
I don't think Germany will. No.
Okay, I'm just going to pick Spain.
Maybe Spain. Yeah, I'm closer to Spain.
I'll go Germany. I'll go France rather, and I think I'm going to stick a couple of quid or whatever on Griezmann as top scorer.
Oh yeah,
I'd say.
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poland probably won't make it that far. Yeah. Right. I heard. So moving on from football, MMA. I heard Conor McGregor is fighting Godzilla on Mars, and the winner gets $1 billion. Is that true?
He gets ownership of the Earth. That's what I heard. He has to take charge.
Yeah. And Floyd Mayweather is the ref.
Yeah, well, we all know that the fight's not happening.
No,
right?
It's not. That was stupid. Okay. Even I don't know anything, and I knew that was nonsense.
I think the timing of the tweet was from McGregor's point of view, obviously just a greater wind up and just to kind of suggest that he's so big now that he's bigger than the UFC that Floyd Mayweather's come calling from.
Do you think he does his own photoshops, or does he have some? Do people just send him shit and then he goes, I'll just send that out?
Well, I don't know because, I'd like to think that fighters sat around doing that themselves, you know, for genuine troll reasons, and some of them definitely do because I've seen some of them. But other than that, I mean, I know he was on boards years ago posting about himself.
Doesn't seem like a Photoshop guy.
No, he was actively self-promoting.
Yeah, I remember. I read that
mocking other fighters. So, I mean, he's always been doing
same
that.
stick. Yeah,
Same stick. But I think Mayweather was doing it because it was around the day of the Canelo fight. Where, you know, I think that they saw it as a kind of tactic to kind of take away from the fight to say that he could possibly take a fight again. I mean, his dad saying is, he's going to fight an MMA fighter. No, he's not.
No. Do you know what? When I heard it,
he's going to promote it. That's the plan. Now, what I was saying to you about Dana White being possibly worried about Conor McGregor, the real reason why he would be worried about him, the idea that, like, that's promotion. Two big names promoting fights. And Mayweather talked about going into MMA as a promoter.
Yeah.
And he's looking at Conor McGregor as a co-promoter, maybe, or someone another face of the company. Now you've got to see a real problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sick of all the media. I just want to see him fighting again.
Yeah, I think that's what most people want to see at this stage.
What occurred to me when I heard about it first, I thought immediately of how I felt when I heard that they were making the film Predator versus Alien. And in my head, the second I heard it, I was like, my God, that would be amazing. Now, of course, it was a piece of shit. Which is exactly like this, and you're like, but no, any type of inspection.
It looked like WrestleMania. The suits that they had on, they were like. Yeah.
I think Mayweather would obviously beat him.
Well, if it's a boxing match, of course he'd hammer him. Yeah. But if it's an MMA match, it could be a short night for Mayweather.
Oh, either way, yeah.
So
McGregor would crucify him in an MMA.
Oh, of course he would, yeah.
Absolutely.
But then if he was trying to box him, he wouldn't have a chance.
What about the small gloves I asked you that the other night? Would that even things a bit if they used MMA gloves?
Might be a problem for Floyd because he's not used to.
And boxing. Apparently he spent most of his career just hiding behind the big gloves.
It's a different fight, yeah. Totally, you can't do that. You can't sit against. You play rope-a-dope. You can't do that.
But he's so fast, and McGregor's used to different ranges.
Yeah,
there's all that type of stuff. But
I look at it this way: like boxing, McGregor gets destroyed. MMA, Mayweather gets done. It's
simple as that.
You're in the wrong pool. You know what I mean? You get dumped in the wrong pool. That's what happens.
Have you got any other?
Yes.
News and views.
Of course I have. Ding, ding, ding. It's UFC 189. This is a card I'm kind of interested in. 189? What am I on now?
197.
Sorry, 198. Sorry,
198.
What's dyslexia when it comes to numbers? Dyspraxia?
No. Yes. No. Don't know.
We'll worry about it later. Yeah. Heavyweight matchup. The champion, Fabricio Verdum, slightly divisive figure, versus a guy called Stipe Miocic, who's
dyscalculia.
Oh, okay. There we go. This is a fight I'm hoping is going to go Miocic's way, because I'm getting kind of tired of Verdum. He's just annoying. I don't know why. I just find him annoying. He's a great grappler. He's a world-class grappler. But I have a feeling that Miocic is a decent wrestler, and I think he might have enough to keep the fight where he wants it. And if that happens, it could be a really bad night for Fabricio Verdum. Now, Verdum has vastly improved on his stand-up, on his boxing, and his kickboxing in particular. He's constantly using a lot of front kicks, a lot of very distracting stuff, but keeping the fight at his range and stuff like that, you know? So I'm going to call Miocic on that.
Yeah, is that the main event of that?
Yeah, it is.
When is that now? This weekend? Oh, it is this weekend.
14th?
Yeah. Saturday.
Yeah. So, right underneath that is a fairly big fight as well. This is a battle of a known drug cheat versus a possible drug cheat. Jacare. Look, in all fairness, like, I mean, it's in Brazil, okay? And I'm looking at the names on this card and I'm like, I know they've cheated. You know, when the Brazilians are at home, you know, they're not getting tested.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So, Vitor Belfort, who's a repeat offender, whose performance has changed depending on where he fights.
How do these people keep getting gigs if they're caught using? I don't understand it.
Because they get suspensions, or they've gotten away with it as well an awful lot of time. That's what's happened.
It doesn't speak well of the UFC as an organisation if that stuff, you know, known juicers are coming back and fighting. What am I watching here?
But I mean, that's what I've heard fighters say that. Like, it's been said about Lyoto Machida, saying, like, there were fighters saying he knew damn well that substance was a banned substance. You know,
he was like, one of your boys, wasn't he?
Yeah. And I was, you know, it broke my heart. It's like, don't tell me the guy's using this stuff. Like, it's like it's not who I thought he was. You know, really annoyed me because he's such a counter fighter. It's like, geez, if you're taking something for it, you could have put more effort in and fought the fight that the drugs would allow you to fight. You know,
yeah,
really annoyed me. But so Jacare, Ronaldo Souza is fighting Vitor Belfort, and this could put them into title contention line as well if this happens, I'd imagine.
What weight are they?
Middleweights.
Oh, okay.
Ronaldo Souza is a fantastic grappler, like world class, but he tends not to use it that much in the higher level fights he's had. I don't know why. Another drug cheat, Chris Cyborg, Christine Santos. She's fighting Leslie Smith at surprise. Hang on, see if I can do this. If you can pick the sound of me slapping my own face. Shock. Catch weight. She can't make the weight. What a surprise. She's too fucking big. Everybody knows this now. Half the reason why that fight can never happen with Ronda Rousey is because I don't know how many times publicly, if you even Google their two names together, you'll see her demanding that Ronda Rousey, who at that time was champion, fight her at the weight she wants her to fight at. Ludicrous. Never happened. Because that woman's been juicing. Her voice has changed. Her face has changed. I'm not buying this for a second. That woman was ever drug free. She changed, like her whole body changed, and she punches like you know what I mean. She's a hard puncher. You know what I mean. You really have to start looking at that and kind of go, is this a fair matchup with the other women in her who are supposedly in her league? Don't like it. I have to say.
Cool.
Yeah, that whole catch weight thing. We should talk about that some other time. That's in boxing as well.
Look what happened to Amir Khan. He fought the bigger guy. The guy was much bigger coming back in. You know?
Massive.
Yeah,
that's probably 2 stone heavier than him.
Yeah.
Same thing as it was the exact same thing as Conor McGregor. It's a very uneven fight you're watching. You're not watching necessarily a fair fight. People think that they're watching a balanced fight. Both times, look, I always admire the guy who's going to try and bite off more than he can chew. You know what I mean? I always think it's a great thing. But I mean, I really want to see Christine Santos get humbled by somebody. I don't know if Leslie Smith's the woman to do it. But I want someone to give her a beating and see how she likes it, for a change. Shogun's also fighting Corey Anderson. That guy should probably retire. A guy called Warley Alves is fighting Brian Barber. I don't really know too much about it. Yet another Alves. But I'm sure I'll hear about him after I watch this one. The only thing that really matters is that on the preliminary card, and it's a disgrace that it's on the prelims, is that Damian Maia is fighting Matt Brown. That's the fight of the night.
Really?
Potentially. Yes.
Oh.
I know that name, Damian Maia.
I've heard that one before.
Damian Maia is one of my all-time heroes. He's the guy who humbled Gunnar Nelson.
Oh,
when they had him on the card, and he basically couldn't get him off him because he was just his level of jiu-jitsu. And Gunnar Nelson's level of jiu-jitsu is bloody good, but Maia's level of jiu-jitsu is like Barcelona level football. Like you just can't get rid of this guy, no matter who you are. Matt Brown is not the level of grappler necessarily to stop him, but he is lethal on his feet, and he is a dog in a fight. His nickname is the Immortal. He survived, I think, heroin overdoses. Oh. Yeah, as a younger man. So he has some of the best fights in UFC history.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think he's one of. He might be one of the top fight of the night recipients. He's either on joint top or he's one of the top. Like every fight is. It's utter warfare. It's carnage. Go back and watch every Matt Brown fight if you've never watched them. All of them.
And so that's a prelim, so we won't have to stay awake all night for that.
That is an amazing striker versus grappler matchup.
All right.
You know what I mean? That'll show you where there could be potentially brilliant. I'll put it this way. I have seen a boring Damian Maia fight, but I have never seen a boring Matt Brown fight.
Cool.
He just doesn't allow it.
All right, so we'll move on backwards to snooker and just talk a little bit about the World Championship. You want to talk a little bit about it?
I'm confused why we're going backwards.
Because it was on, it finished a week ago.
Well, I suppose everything is backwards from this point of conversation.
Very true.
Yeah. Sorry, you're throwing me off with your messing with the arrow of time there.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed the snooker.
I never don't. Never, yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell though that's going to be a terrible semi-final. Look at that two.
Well, they were fairly bad ones on paper.
Yeah, but they're always going to be good.
I know, but I forget that, and then I enjoyed them anyway afterwards.
Yeah, they were brilliant. I just loved Selby.
That was the worst thing about it.
Selby, he just perfected.
Perfected.
He perfected Italy. He did the Italian football team.
Yeah, he did that, but he also just the way he slowed down was just not cool at all.
People love to be cruel about those kind of styles, but it's like you got to at least admire how they keep that line, how they hold themselves to that standard, and how they neutralise supposedly the ones that go out there and try and do it. They neutralise them and make them look.
That was the kind of shit that killed snooker in the first place. The Eddie Charltons, the Terry Griffiths, the Cliff Thorburns that would just take 30 seconds over every shot.
I really like Terry Griffiths.
Yeah, but if you watch him, it was just torturous.
I used to like him. You see, I like to just sit back and he's thinking, I go, well, I suppose I should be thinking
but he's
as
thinking
well.
about a straight black and,
But he's not just thinking about that.
He is. He used that as an aggressive tactic to...
So that was his passive-aggressive type of...
to get inside. He did it to perfection against O'Sullivan 2 years ago. He broke his spirit by playing so slowly.
They call him the torturer.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
Who calls him that?
He's referred to as the torturer. The other snooker players are calling him.
Well, I felt some of that torture in the final.
Yeah, but he does well. But I think actually what we should do, now obviously we always watch it on the BBC, but it doesn't always show it, so you swap over to Eurosport and they have that fella Colin Murray who used to do Match of the Day, who I don't quite like. But in his favour, one night, Jimmy White was in there an awful lot of the time, and other fellas. In the studio, he had Jimmy White, he had Ronnie O'Sullivan and Ronnie Wood.
They're
right?
three pretty screwed up people.
Right? There's a whiskey in front of Ronnie Wood and a whiskey in front of Jimmy White. And the two of them are sitting there. Next thing, there's a toy comes out, this chewy toy, and all of a sudden it turns out that Ronnie Wood has brought his dog on set.
Nice.
And the dog starts charging around the place. Some camera moves, that sets the dog off. The dog's on the couch barking like an
Really?
idiot.
I
he's
must look that up, yeah.
Your man Murray is doing so well, like enjoying it, but also trying to manage it without overmanaging.
Live TV,
and, Ronnie Wood is just sitting there laughing, going, come on over here. And it was hilarious.
And then he invited the two boys to be his twins' godfathers
on air.
TV.
And they were, chuff.
Having twins with a woman 30 years younger than him.
I mean, that dude, he's not far off Keith Richards in terms of, it's amazing he's alive.
Yeah.
I'd nearly believe in miracles because of those two dudes. But that was really funny. I really, really enjoyed that. But the snooker itself, yeah.
Did you hear the latest today? They're this snooker shootout thing. Did you ever hear of this tournament?
No.
It's a single... Each round is a single 10-minute frame, I think. And you have a shot clock of 30 seconds.
Oh, there you go. That's for you.
No. It's not at all. That's the other extreme.
Oh, right.
It's terrible.
This is far more extreme.
What?
A shot clock is far more.
So it's happened for a while, or it's existed for a while.
Yeah, lesser tournaments.
But they've decided to make it a ranking event as of next year. Yeah,
that's bollocks.
Yeah, I vent about that because I wanted.
You got to play like a factory worker to prove that you're a good player.
No,
is it?
what it's trying to do is, the way Desi was saying there about how you took too long. Okay, so the obvious answer, we'll put them on a shot clock.
How long is too long?
But this is it. You say 30 seconds. He's saying for that one.
No. The shot clock. Sorry. For the first 5 minutes of the match, players have 15 seconds per shot. Bear in mind that Ronnie O'Sullivan's average shot time is around 20 normally. And they have 15 seconds per shot. And then the last 5 minutes of the match, this is reduced to 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
So you'd have to be running around the bloody table.
That is not snooker at all.
That's bullshit.
10 seconds, the further along you get.
Yeah. So instead of
when there's more at stake.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. That's a great... I imagine the amount of people just fudging up.
What's the difference between that and...
10 seconds? No pressure there.
And
10 seconds.
All fouls result in ball in hand, like in pool. Yeah. Where you can put it where you want.
Ball in hand.
And then, I mean...
That's like a sloppy version of snooker, isn't
it?
It's not
shit
snooker
pool.
at all.
It's shit pool is what it is.
Yeah.
So I can't figure out if each match is a single frame.
They could rebrand that.
Which is 10 minutes long.
Call it something else. Call it Fight Snooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when the WWF tried to do an American football thing?
One frame.
Oh, yeah. Remember that?
The XFL or whatever.
Yeah. And then they just took them all out and then there's just women in it now in their pants.
Does it still exists? But that's not snooker. It's ridiculous. And they're making it a ranking event. It's one frame. Each match is one frame that lasts 10 minutes.
That's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound a bit... I mean, couldn't you just be a chancer and get in there and...
You'd almost have a decent shot. Neil Robertson was saying it's an insult to anyone who's ever won a ranking event.
Yeah, couldn't you catch someone on a bad day because they hate this? They might not be used to this kind of way of playing.
It's just pure luck. Any single frame can go either way.
You're going to have to take your next shot conceivably a second after a last red has stopped rolling or something.
How could you have your players ranked in their career based on that idea?
That's just, you see, this is what I don't like about Barry Hearn, right? Now, I should give him more credit than I do. He's doing decent stuff for the game, but that type of stuff...
Yeah, that's nonsense.
I'll tell you why he's bringing that in.
It's just the darts kind of...
No, it's not. It's when the market gets flooded with Chinese lads coming in.
But why? How does that relate?
I bet you they train like that.
No, they don't at all. They can't. You see, that's not snooker. You can't train like that. No one would train you like that.
Why is he trying to shoehorn players into doing that? Because that's going to influence the game. Surely if you go, this is a ranking
He'll have
system.
flashing lights. There'll be music playing. It'll be like the time I went and played bowling somewhere in Edinburgh, and it was a late night place, and they had UV lights on the pins. I was
That's
like,
very
come
common.
on.
Very common.
That's terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah, disco bowling or whatever it's called. Yeah, but so I must go and look at that. It's been around for a few years. It's been around for like 5 years, and I've never seen it.
I have to agree with Robertson. That is an insult to anyone who's had to go and break their balls to win a tournament, a ranking tournament.
Yeah.
That just makes a mockery of it.
Yes, rubbish.
I would have thought they would at least base the time off the length of, say, an average.
Yeah. Like you
know,
can't be longer than average.
Yeah. Which I think would be fair if you've got a huge amount of people to deal with.
Yeah. See, some of the best shots.
Maybe not a single frame.
Some of the best
either.
shots in snooker are where a guy's standing there for a minute and a half, walking around the table, and then he just finds this ridiculous escape from a snooker and gets it safe. You know?
Remember the semi-final, the Selby and Marco Fu.
I can't comment on that with a rational mind because I was waiting to go to bed.
Fu
so I just wish they'd hurry up.
Fu put Selby into an awful position.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That was
snooker.
one of, I think, 26 snookers in that frame.
That was wonderful. That was some of the best snooker I've
As I
seen.
said,
It
I
was
wanted to go to bed,
brilliant.
so-
Absolutely brilliant. But then, so he got out of it. I put Fu back in. Then Fu got out. I mean, you can't do that in a stupid game like this.
No. Silly. So we'll move on from snooker. It's going to be quiet for, mind you, this snooker season is 12 months a year now almost. It'll be off in China in June. So golf, just to finish up on golf, the Players' Championship is the 5th major, is happening this week at Sawgrass. You know Sawgrass? Mm-hmm. He's just lighting a cigarette. Sawgrass is probably one of the, almost the 2nd or 3rd most famous golf course in the US after Augusta. The 17th is probably the most famous golf hole of all, the Island Green. I think we talked about it before. It's basically just the green is an island. It's a short par 3, and anywhere but on the green is in the water.
Wow.
It's good fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. Cool course, and the 18th is tough as well. So Fowler won it last year.
That's getting into kind of crazy golf territory, though, a little bit, isn't it? Putting it on a little island. I mean, if you're going to start with that kind of stuff, you may as well.
But it's still a legitimate golf hole.
I mean, you may as well see if you can knock it into the angry gorilla's mouth.
Yeah, under the windmill. Yeah.
Earl, don't forget, you were here watching it with us when what's his name put it in the drink twice. Spieth.
Yeah, he's coming back. This is his first tournament back.
Is it?
Yeah.
He took a bit of time off.
Oh, he's got the pressure's going to be on him now.
It's the yips for you, buddy.
Yeah, totally. So they're all out. Day is there. Fowler's there. Spieth is there. Who's the other one? Oh,
McIlroy tumbled down the list there.
And the man to watch is Sergio Garcia. He always does really well here, and he's at 25 to 1.
Sergio, yeah.
Oh, is my man there?
Day, yeah.
Hey.
He's at 12 to 1, 3rd favourite. McIlroy is favourite. It's playing brutal. Fowler won it last year, but he's been playing pretty shocking as well.
Why is McIlroy favourite?
I have no
He's
idea.
his favourite whenever he turns up, pretty much.
It's incredible.
Because he's got on the head of the front of the EA game, is that why?
No,
All right.
he's just sort of the current. He did play well. He put 3 good rounds together last week.
Yeah, but
but he sandwiched that between a poor.
His Saturday was a disaster. Yeah.
Did you see what I did there?
What?
Sandwiched it between.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
That's
Very.
a golf joke.
Yeah.
I came up with another joke. It's not sports related. Des, you like this?
Go on.
There was ants in over
This
in
is going to be terrible.
a friend's Dave's garden, right? And he was going, I might put a spade in there and and disturb them. And I said, I don't know. Ants are pretty single-minded.
I don't get it.
But he was going to put a spade in to try and cut up the colony. And I said, ants are single-minded because they act as a superorganism. Yeah, I thought that was a joke that would only go down well in certain circles.
Yeah, like circles that are very small.
A circle I haven't found yet.
Big news in the golf scene today. I made my return after a 6 months break.
I noticed blood was running from the taps.
I played pretty well, I have to say.
But
I literally played exactly the same standard I was playing at the end of last year. 6 months off makes no difference. So I don't get any better and I don't get any worse.
Well, that's pretty boring, isn't it?
Yeah, no wonder I gave up for 6 months.
Nothing to do with the weather.
A lot to do with the weather. And Tiger Woods didn't come back, so I had to pay you that $5 that I owed you.
And I totally forgotten about it, which is great.
It was recorded, so I couldn't disappear.
Excellent.
All right, so we'll be back. Goodbye.